Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Revit was here. So today I'm going to show you how to create your revision clouds and how to put in these descriptions and revision numbers in this table here, and also how this automatically updates in your project or sheet number that you've created here to show the latest revision from your table. And I will also show you how to annotate these revision clouds. So please stay tuned. So if you've watched my previous videos, you will see how I actually created this sheet from scratch and also brought in these viewports. So what I want to do is just show you today how to modify the sheet to display a bit better and also to do a revision on the sheet. So let's click on the sheet and then we say edit family. Then we want to maybe add in a text here. So we say TX on the keyboard and click. And then we say to be read in conjunction with the architect's drawing. So this text will always display uh, in your sheet when you import this back. So let's say we want to make this text a bit smaller like that. We center it there and we just put it like that. Then we can maybe change this color to red so that it stands out when they look at this text. Okay, so just bear in mind what happened now. So because we have different areas where we have this text 5 millimeters, it's changed all these specific text. So let's just Control Z to undo. We're going to duplicate this, so keep that in mind. Always duplicate your text so that you are sure you're just editing this specific text that you've created now. So let's just change that color. See, there it is now. Then we can also change this label to display red so that the anyone looking at this drawing can also see that this is quite important, the project status. And then if we scroll down here, let's just see this has also changed because it's a 5 millimeter tag label. So let's undo once again. So we should have duplicated this as well. So this is a good learning curve for anyone. Let's just call this X2. You can name it whatever you like. And there we go. So now we're sure that nothing else has changed with regards to the color. So we're going to keep this all the same. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this project number. And I'm going to edit this text here to have, or the label rather, to have the project number in here, and also show you how to add in the revision into this label so that once you draw a cloud in your sheet drawing, it's going to display the revision number. Okay, so you click on it, you say edit label. So currently we only have the sheet number in here. So now we want the project number. So let's just press P on the keyboard. So we go to project number, just move it up. You press, if you inside this area here, you press this and it goes up because we want that to be first within the text. Then we have the sheet number, and then we're looking for the current revision. So we're looking for this one. So there it goes to the bottom, and that's what we want. So I'm just going to put a dash here. That's before, so you're going to have your project number let's say your project number is N1000 dash your sheet number, and then you're going to have your revision. But what we want to do is we don't want spaces between these texts. So just make that 0. And then on the prefix here, we're also going to have a dash and put an R for the revision or well, the prefix for the revision. So the revision just gives a number, and we just want to put the R there so that we know it's going to be revision 1 for instance. So we're going to click OK, and this has happened now. We might want to just pull this a bit further like that, so that or more like that, so we ensure that our text would fit in here once we load it back. So we can maybe move this up a bit, maybe by 10, and then just move this also a bit up like that. So I haven't changed too much, but this is the most important. So let's load it into our project and then overwrite. And there you can see what has happened here now. So this has been inserted to the color red, and here at the bottom we have our project number with our sheet number, and currently there is no revision. So let's just give this another. You can actually double click here and you can edit this. So let's say we want the number N1000 like we have it there, and then we're going to say we want maybe the, let's call it uh, S for structural, dash, then maybe 001. So okay, just so that it displays like that. Okay, so now what we can go and do is add in the revision cloud. So how you add in the revision cloud is we go to manage, or rather view, revisions, and then here we can start adding in our revisions. So what I'm going to do is just show you, you have a numbering system per project and one per sheet. Now I use the one that says per sheet. So the per sheet one starts your revision every time on 1 or A, and not on the latest revision of the project. So I'm going to do examples to show you the difference. So I'm going to add in, let's say, 4 of these revisions. So we're going to make it numeric so that you can see it changes revision number. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to keep it per project, and then I'm going to say, okay. Now I'm just going to duplicate the sheet to show you what would happen. So let's just pull in this roof drawing just for an example, and just rename this to just roof layout. Okay, now I'm going to add in a revision cloud. So even though you've set up your number of revisions, you don't have anything displayed here because you haven't put a cloud on the drawing as yet. So you're going to go to annotate, revision cloud, and then you can pick on the rectangle there. But now we're going to pick sequence 1, and we can highlight, or not highlight, we can draw our cloud here, and we say finish. Then it's going to be number 1, revision 1, and date is date 1. We'll change the date later. So what also happens is your drawing number updates here, because earlier we changed this label to say current revision. So we put the R there, and then the 1 automatically pops up because that is the revision that we've created. So now if we create another cloud, we're go annotate revision cloud and cloud that one, and make this sequence 2 and say finish, you're going to have number 2, revision 2, and the date. And then this should change to 2 like that. But now if we go to the roof layout and we say, okay, we want to do a revision here, but we want to call it sequence 3 because we want it as the revision 3, and then highlight what we've changed and we would say finish. Then what would happen is this number is going to be 3 because it's per project. So it respects the project. So you can see here it's updated to revision 3, but that's not what we want for this specific example. So if I can just go back to the view and revisions. So I'm going to just, so it makes a bit more sense, change this to maybe say base changed. And that one we can say maybe table, rather table updated. And this one roof updated. And then this one we can maybe say grid moved, just as an example. Okay, we can keep the dates like that for now, or you can maybe just change it to today's date or whatever date you are issuing your drawings on. So let's just make this more realistic and add in the dates, and then that one we can do like that. Say okay. So now what I want to show you here is if you have these two different drawings within your project and you issue this foundation layout on, or the revision of this on the 22nd of August, you've already issued this. So what that means is we go to the revisions and we say issued. You can see if I just click here, this grays out because it says that it's been issued. You can't change anything to this. So if I go okay, and then if I say I want to put in another revision cloud, but I want to highlight this base and say base changed, which I want to use, you can't because it says issued there. If I do click on it, it will give me this and say you can't make a cloud with the sequence 1 because it's already been issued. So that is the one example that I wanted to show you. And then if you go to the roof layout again, if you issue this for the first time on the, or make a revision for the first time on the 27th, you don't want the number 3 to display because this isn't actually revision 3. This should actually say revision 1, and this one as well. So that's why we don't pick per project. So we must pick per sheet. So if I pick this per sheet, it's going to give me this warning and say it's going to update my revision numbers. So that is okay. And we just say yes. So now you will see that that column has fallen away. So if I say okay, this should change to revision 1. There we are. And there at the bottom, that should also be revision 1. So that is how you want this to display because this is your first revision for this specific drawing. So usually, if I change this to tender, usually in tender phase or for information phase, this should actually be an A or a B or a C. So how you change that is you go back to revisions, go to the numbering, and you'll see there's two different numbers or names rather. So you can change it. Let's just untick the issue. You can change it to alpha numeric like that and say okay. Then this becomes A. And once you switch over to construction, you can then obviously change this to revision 1. So that is how you change between the numbers. And then if you go back to the foundation layout, if you want to distinguish between these two revision clouds, because I don't know, it says here base change, but I don't know, which one is it actually referring to. I know this is a table, but if you didn't know, if the description wasn't very clear, you would have not understood which revision is which. So you can do this in two different ways in displaying the two different types of annotations. So if you go to annotate and you say tag by category, you can tag this cloud. So you can see, okay, this is revision A, which is the base that's changed maybe within that section. And this, oh no, just click, well, just press escape on your keyboard and then just tag by category again. And this is B. So now you know this is A and this is B. So you can see which revision is reflected in this revision table of ours. So then what you can do, if you don't want to tag these, you can maybe delete them and just display your latest cloud on the drawing. So you can go to view, revision, and then here it says cloud and tag. You know that you've issued this revision 1. So we can say none. It says none. That means your cloud is not going to display. And say okay. And there that cloud falls away and it only indicates to us the latest cloud on your drawing, which is the one that you want to see. So you can, if you want, if you just undo this, go to revisions and you can just say tag. So if you tag your cloud again, like that and like that, I'll just undo that one and just tag again. Go tag. You can also press TG on your keyboard. So tag, and if I go back into the view and then revisions and I just say tag and say apply and okay, it's going to leave the tag there to know that this was your, in this area was the previous revision, that was something that was updated here. So if we go back in here again, like I said, you can click on this one and say okay, so that you know that it's been issued and you can't change anything on this specific cloud that has been issued. So you can see it, if you hover over it, it's still clouded, but once you print it, it's not going to display the cloud, but only the tag. So that's up to you how you want that to display. But you can see that we have our latest cloud on with our tag B, which is the table that's been updated. And it also reflects in your drawing that this is the revision B, so that the contractor or whoever looks at your drawings knows which revision is the latest. So guys, thank you for watching, and thank you for all the support. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again. Thanks. Cheers.